There comes a moment in every life when the silence gets too loud, when the weight of unspoken dreams presses heavy against your chest, when you're standing in front of a mirror, not to fix your hair or straighten your tie, but to ask yourself, is this it? That question, that ache in your gut, that's the desire to get better. And it's not a whisper, it's a roar. It's buried beneath years of distraction, buried under doubt, buried under comfort. But it never dies. It waits. Until one day, something cracks. Maybe it's the pain of watching someone else take what you were too afraid to reach for. Maybe it's the regret that sneaks in late at night when no one's watching. Or maybe it's the realization that your time is not guaranteed, that tomorrow isn't a promise, it's a privilege. And the clock? It's ticking. You want to get better? Not just slightly, not a little cleaner, a little stronger, a little more focused. You want to become unrecognizable. You want to stare into the eyes of your old self and say, "Thank you for surviving, but I'm done surviving. I'm here to become." But let me tell you, this path, it's not for the faint-hearted. Getting better is war, not with the world, but with yourself. You will fight the voice that tells you to hit snooze. You will battle the urge to stay small. You will wrestle with your own mind, a mind trained for safety, comfort, repetition. And you will lose some days. But those losses, they're part of it. Because the desire to get better isn't about perfection, it's about refusal. Refusal to stay the same. It begins with mindset, not some fluffy optimism or surface-level affirmation. I'm talking about radical ownership, the kind that looks at every excuse and rips it apart. The kind that says, if it's going to happen, I'll make it happen. No more blaming your past. No more waiting for permission. No more waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. But your reason, that's what keeps the fire lit. And belief, belief is everything. Not belief in outcomes, not belief in success, but belief that you're worth the effort. You'd be shocked how many people don't move forward because deep down, they don't think they deserve more. They've been talked down, counted out, dismissed, overlooked, until they started agreeing with the world's judgment. But let me be clear, the world doesn't define your worth, you do. And the moment you believe you are capable, you become dangerous. Because belief unlocks effort, and effort, applied with consistency, is the ultimate weapon. Clarity follows, not in knowing every step, but in knowing the direction. Clarity is not about predicting the future, it's about deciding who you will not be anymore. Draw the line. Say it out loud. I'm done being tired. I'm done being unsure. I'm done waiting. This is not a dress rehearsal. You get one shot. So get clear. What do you want? What are you willing to suffer for? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because vision without discipline is hallucination. And discipline is love in action. Discipline says, I believe in myself enough to show up even when I don't feel like it. Discipline makes no excuses. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care about the weather, the traffic, the mood. It shows up every damn day because it knows something you haven't admitted yet, that the old version of you is dying. And every day you act from your future, you bury your past. But this desire to get better, it's not just a grind. It's purpose. It's waking up with meaning, not just movement. Purpose says, there's more than just me. There's a reason I'm still breathing. There's something I'm meant to build, protect, give. And when your life is tied to something bigger than yourself, you stop looking for shortcuts. You stop envying others. You stop drifting. You begin to build, not for applause, not for recognition, but because building is sacred, because becoming better is a tribute to those who never got the chance, to your younger self who dreamed fearlessly, to your future self who's watching, praying you don't quit, to the people around you hoping someone finally shows them what's possible. And once you move into action, the world changes, not instantly, but inevitably. Momentum is real. It's that first step that breaks the curse. That one hard conversation, that one day you didn't skip, that workout, that journal entry, that morning you didn't pick up your phone first. It's small, but it's sacred, because action compounds. Action builds confidence, and confidence breeds courage. and courage rewrites your story. But don't you dare forget gratitude, not as a soft pillow to rest on, but as fuel. Gratitude says, look how far I've come, and I'm just getting started. Gratitude rewires your mind to see possibilities where you once saw pain, to find strength in the struggle, to turn wounds into wisdom, and when the world shifts, and it will, adaptability becomes your edge. You don't need guarantees, you need grit, the ability to adjust without losing momentum, to pivot, not panic, to bend, not break. The desire to get better doesn't need the path to be straight, it just needs you to keep walking. And when the storms hit, because they will, when your plans shatter, because they will, when the people you trusted turn away, and yes, they might, you stand on the unshakable foundation of resilience. Because getting better isn't about never falling, it's about never staying down. Every fall is feedback, every setback is data, every no just carves the path to your yes. Resilience doesn't care if it's pretty, it just gets up. And you've gotten up more times than you remember. You've survived seasons you thought would break you. You've been through hell, and yet here you are, still breathing, still fighting, still reaching. You know what that means? It means you're not done. It means the best version of you isn't some distant fantasy. It's right here, trapped beneath the fear and the fatigue and the lies you've been told. And all it takes is one more step, then another, and another. The desire to get better is sacred. It's painful, it's lonely, it's misunderstood, but it's real. And if you follow it, not for a week, not for a month, but for a lifetime, you will become something no one can deny, unstoppable. You'll know you're evolving when the noise no longer distracts you, when the opinions that once cut deep barely scratch the surface, when scrolling through other people's lives no longer makes you question your own. Because now, you're building something real. The old you chased validation, the new you creates value. The old you sought comfort, the new you seeks challenge. The old you waited for the right moment, the new you makes the moment right. And here's the truth no one wants to admit. Not everyone will understand your transformation. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're different. And they're right. You were never meant to stay the same. Growth demands sacrifice. It demands you leave behind the habits, the people, the patterns that no longer serve the future you're committed to. Because you're no longer loyal to your limitations. You're loyal to your potential. And the price of potential is everything that kept you small. But that's not something to mourn. That's something to celebrate. You're shedding skin, not soul. You're not losing yourself. You're meeting yourself for the first time. And the more you grow, the more you'll realize getting better isn't an outcome. It's an identity. It's not a destination you reach. It's a way of life. It's in how you wake up. It's in how you breathe through chaos. It's in how you treat people who can do nothing for you. It's in how you speak to yourself when no one's listening. Better is not louder. Better is not richer. Better is deeper, more aligned, more present, more rooted in who you are and who you refuse to die without becoming. And learning. Learning is your compass. Because the person who's always learning is the person who's never stuck. Be a student of everything, of pain, of failure, of silence, of success. Learn from the ones ahead of you. Learn from the ones who fell behind. Learn from nature, from pressure, from stillness. Learn that the strongest minds ask the simplest question, what is this here to teach me? Because when you ask that, you transform obstacles into teachers. You turn heartbreak into wisdom. You turn rejection into redirection. You take the fire and forge something unstoppable. And here, at this point in the journey, when it's no longer about hype, no longer about proving anyone wrong, you realize something quietly powerful. You're not doing this to impress the world. You're doing it to keep a promise to yourself. The promise you made as a child when you dreamed with no ceiling. The promise you made in the darkness when you swore you'd never stay down again. The promise that you will become more than what tried to break you. And when you walk with that promise, there's a shift. You stop chasing approval and start attracting alignment. You stop running from pain and start using it. You stop hiding your scars and start leading with them. Because now you know the desire to get better isn't just about you. It's about who you lift as you rise. It's about what your story does for someone else. It's about walking into a room and reminding people, it's possible, I'm proof. And there's nothing more powerful than that. Not fame, not money, not comfort. You are a living, breathing revolution, a reminder that change is real, that growth is possible, that fire doesn't destroy, it forges. So now, stand in it, all of it. The sweat, the fear, the failure, the wins, the late nights, the early mornings. Own it, carry it, rise with it. Because this is not about becoming perfect. This is about becoming ready. Ready for what's next, ready to give what only you can give. Ready to meet life head on and say, let's go. I'm not afraid anymore. This is the moment. This is the shift. This is the decision that changes everything. Not next year, not Monday, not after you're less tired, less scared, less unsure. Now, the desire to get better is not a feeling. It's not a phase, it's a calling. And you don't ignore a calling, you answer it. You show up, you become. Because in the end, the world doesn't need more people who stayed safe. It needs people who had the courage to rise. So rise and don't look back. The old you, thank them, but let them go. You're not trying to be who you were. You're not trying to repeat the past. You're not trying to fit in anymore. You're trying to become who you were born to be, unapologetically, relentlessly, beautifully, better.